Welcome everyone to Hearing Health Insights with APPF. We're so, happy to bring you another episode. And today we are talking with Candice van Heerden. Really excited to be chatting to her. We hope that this gives you a good insight into the pertinent hearing health issues in South Africa at the moment. So really fortunate to be talking to Candice. And first thing, Candice, please introduce yourself and please let us know where your practice is located and how you ended up becoming an independent audiologist.
Hi, Sabran. Thank you so much for having me on today. My name is Candice van Heerden, and I have a practice in Benoni as well as in Bedfordview in Johannesburg on the East Rand. I am just so passionate about ears. Patients ask me on a daily basis, what brought you into audiology? And I always say it must have been some form of divine intervention, because I think like most audiologists, I actually got into audiology for speech therapy because our degree was still a dual degree at that time. For the first 6 months at varsity, we only did speech therapy. And I must be honest, I wasn't loving it, but I was loving varsity life. So I was not going to tell my parents. And I remember when we did our first audio lecture, second semester of first year, I phoned my mom and I said, Mom, I want to be an audiologist. And she said, oh, no, what does that mean? I said, no, it's fine. I'm in the right degree. So, yeah, I think someone guided me to ears because I probably wouldn't have chosen it. But I absolutely love my job.
You mentioned is there a specific key area that, excites you in audiology? What's your typical focus on a day-to-day basis in your practice?
So I wouldn't say it's my focus, but if you ask me what my favorite thing is, it would definitely be wax removal. I'm one of those people who loves to watch Dr. Pimple Popper and any wax removal videos I can find online. So when a patient comes in with a big earplug, I am my happiest to get that out. But of course, that's not really my bread and butter. It's not something we do every single day. For me, I think my passion is geriatric audiology in the older population. I mean, obviously, I'm blessed to be able to see children from newborns. My oldest patient will be 105 in February next year. So I've really got a nice range. But I must be honest, I much prefer my older patients coming in and just not only being able to help them to hear, but I feel that they teach me so much on a daily basis, just getting to know them, hearing about their life. And for me, that's the best part of my job, is interacting with all of those patients.
You did a TV interview the other day that you mentioned to me, speaking about the link between hearing loss and dementia. And as we know, there's been a whole lot of articles in the past. But specifically now, with focus on new research, having a look at hearing loss and cognitive health, I suppose that is one of your passions as well. Let's say there is somebody now watching from the public. They see, wow, Candice, your personality really resonates with me. It really looks like you care about what you do. What are some of the things you can mention to us about the importance of, when you even think you might have hearing loss, to do something about it as soon as possible?
So like you say, Brand, we've gotten a lot of new research that's come out in this year that's showing us the link between hearing loss and cognitive decline. And it certainly is something that I've become passionate about because, as I say to patients all the time, it's not only about hearing, but it's about your brain health. We know that 40% of cases of dementia are actually preventable. The Lancet Commission came out outlining what we can do to modify or change our cognitive decline. And hearing loss, or treating your hearing loss, came out on the top of that list. So for me, it's really important for patients to realize that when we delay treatment of a hearing loss, that we are putting ourselves at risk for that cognitive decline. And if we can say to someone, by wearing a device, we're not only helping you to hear better for many years, but keep you active, keep you engaged, and make sure that you're actually living your life to your full potential. That's really important. And I think as audiologists, we really are the gatekeepers to this cognitive discussion, because most of our patients are in the older population range. And I've actually spoken to a few of the GPs that I work with about this cognition and saying, Are we overstepping our boundaries by having these discussions with patients? And every single one of my colleagues has said that they think it's fantastic that audiologists are taking the lead in this, because when you come and see your GP, especially in your 60s or 70s, he's looking at your blood pressure, he's looking at your sugar, he's looking at whatever you've come in there for on that day. You've probably got quite a long list of chronic medication. And looking at your cognition is not necessarily something that they have time for or something that they feel comfortable in doing. And the GPs have also said that the next step would be to refer someone to a neurologist, which have really long waiting lists. So if there can be a middleman who can actually assess your cognition and say, no, everything's okay, or no, I think we need to have a look at that, I think it's really important to improving our services for our patients in the future.
That's fascinating, Candice. And I think that really shows the importance of early diagnosis, early treatment, but also, secondly, I think the value of an independent audiologist and the type of information and service provision that we do give to the public. Speaking of independent audiology, please give us an idea what motivates you currently in the audiological landscape to be an independent audiologist. What does that mean to you?
I'm so passionate about our independence. I could scream it from the rooftops. Just today at the office, the receptionist here said that her father-in-law needs to come and see me because I'm a magician and I'm the only one who can help. And I quite like that, that I have that good name going around amongst patients saying, well, if someone else couldn't help you, Candice certainly can. And I think the reason my patients feel that way is because I don't want to just sell a widget. I don't want to just sell a hearing aid, because there is so much more to your hearing than just putting a hearing aid on your ear every day. We've got to obviously start with the right testing procedures, and we've got to obviously pick the right product, and then we've got to fit the product and verify the product, making sure that it's set correctly for a patient. And I think that's where, as an independent audiologist, we focus more on the patients than focusing on the actual product that we're using to sell to a patient. And for me, what's very important is having a patient come in, doing a full assessment. And when I'm explaining their hearing loss, very often they say to me, no one has ever explained it to me this way. And if we don't understand the basic anatomy and the basic understanding of the damage to the inner or the outer hair cells, you're never going to be satisfied with your hearing aid. So we've got to start with a good test, good expectations for the patients, and then obviously working with them and their family members to try and give them the best possible hearing outcomes.
Candice, I like that. I like that a lot. The overarching message here, I think, is also one to adhere to best practice in audiology. And it is not just about the tool, not just about the product, not just about the hearing aid. They really are objective measures that we can make sure that what the treatment a person is getting is actually working for them in their particular ear canal. So that's absolutely great. I must give you a compliment. I think that your personality shines and shows the care that you have for people and the care that you have for hearing health and improving the quality of lives of others. So if you are watching, please make sure that you give a like to this video, give it a thumbs up for us. Also make sure that you go and have a look at all of our details at the bottom of this video, where you can have a link to our independent audiology page, and you can also see Candice van Heerden's practice and make an appointment with her. Be part of the conversation. If something interests you, please leave a comment and discuss it with us. We'd be happy to connect with you. Candice, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for the information you've given us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sabrand. I really appreciate all your efforts and everything we're doing for independence audiology.